In the neon-lit streets of Kamurocho, there is a legend. To the underworld, he is unstoppable. To his friends, he is unshakable. To his enemies, he is a force of nature. They call him Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima. Kiryu Kazuma is one of the greatest protagonists I've ever encountered in all of my years of gaming. But his greatness goes beyond strength, beyond bravado. It lies in his unwavering code, his sense of duty and honor so profound that it transcends the game itself. Kiryu's story isn't one about winning. It isn't one about revenge. It's about loyalty, sacrifice, the strength to stand by your values when everyone around you has lost all hope. Kiryu Kazuma is the embodiment of an iron will. And today, I want to talk about him, to understand what it is that makes this man the greatest protagonist gaming has ever seen. To fully understand why Kiryu resonates so deeply, we need to start with his origins. Born in Kamurocho, Kiryu grows up as an orphan at the Sunflower Orphanage under the care of Shintaro Kazuma, a Yakuza with a moral code of his own. At a young age, Kiryu is nothing more than another troubled delinquent, full of anger at the indifference of the world to his pain. Kazuma's influence teaches young Kiryu the value of loyalty, compassion, and restraint in a world that otherwise rewards ruthlessness. From a young age, Kiryu learns to navigate the morally complex world of the organized Yakuza, shaping him into a man of principle long before he ever becomes known as the Dragon of Dojima. His story is one of circumstance. A young man drawn into conflict because of the greed and betrayal that surrounds him. When we meet Kiryu in Yakuza 0, he's idealistic, hopeful, and still learning to reconcile his inner moral compass with the violent world he inhabits. He's forced to confront deception, cruelty, betrayal, all before he's ever taken his first real steps as a Yakuza. By the end of Yakuza 0, he has endured enough to rival any seasoned protagonist in gaming. He's hardened, but not embittered, shaped by violence, but not defined by it. This is the hero's journey turned on its head, because Kiryu doesn't chase greatness, it's often thrust upon him. Yet through every hardship and sacrifice, he remains steadfastly true to himself. His loyalty to those he cares about becomes his guiding principle, and it's this loyalty that makes him this legendary figure he will grow up to be. One of the most compelling aspects of Kiryu's character is his code of honor. In the criminal underworld, where betrayal is common and brutality reigns supreme, Kiryu is a rare figure of integrity. His character is also a very interesting one when considering the typical heroes versus villain tropes often used in gaming. Kiryu is well aware of his past as a criminal, being a part of the infamous crime syndicate of the Yakuza. To him, loyalty, respect, and responsibility are not just words, but values to live by, even at the cost of everything you hold dear. Kiryu refuses to compromise on his principles, even when the world around him descends into chaos. His commitment to his code elevates him beyond the typical hero and instead makes him a unique protagonist who commands respect, not through fear, but through honor. By his own words, he doesn't claim to be a hero. He doesn't even claim the title that most people know him by. He only fights when there's no other choice, when his back's against the wall, and when he has to protect those he holds most dear. Kiryu's sense of honor is most evident in his relationships. Despite being betrayed and manipulated by those he trusted, he still remains loyal, particularly to those he considers family. His bond with Nishiki, his childhood friend and sworn brother, is tested repeatedly, but Kiryu's loyalty never falters. Even when forced to fight him, his own sworn brother who betrays him and causes Kiryu to lose 10 years of his life in prison. Kiryu approaches the fight with a heavy heart, seeing it as a last resort rather than fulfillment for a personal vendetta. He never stops seeing Nishiki as a friend, a brother, no matter how much they've grown apart. It's a level of loyalty that defies convention, especially in a world as unforgiving as Kamurocho. Kiryu's code even extends to how he treats strangers. Throughout the Yakuza series, we see him defend civilians, break up fights, and help people in need, whether it's rescuing somebody from street thugs or stepping in to help with seemingly trivial issues. To Kiryu, it doesn't matter how small the problem is or how petty the conflict. If he can help, he will. He's not just a legend to his friends and allies, but to the countless people whose lives he impacts in small but meaningful ways. Kiryu's code of honor goes beyond the battlefield. It's woven into every aspect of his life, making him not only a feared Yakuza, but a beloved figure to all who know him. Kiryu's character stands out not only because of his moral integrity, but also because of the rich duality within him. He's known as the Dragon of Dojima, a feared Yakuza with unrivaled strength, yet he is also someone who can laugh, sing, and engage in the absurdities of Kamurocho's quirkiest side quests. Few protagonists have ever been able to embody this balance as seamlessly as Kiryu. He's both a fierce warrior and a man with a gentle, often humorous side that shows his humanity. The juxtaposition of this hardened brawler being involved in ridiculous scenarios somehow enriches Kiryu's character rather than negatively affect it. The Yakuza series as a whole strikes this unique balance between high-stakes crime drama and lighthearted absurdity, and Kiryu is the anchor that keeps this blend grounded. In side quests, we see him helping people with outlandish problems, whether that's coaching a dominatrix on confidence, or dressing up as a mascot for a children's event, or dramatically working at a call center. Kiryu's willingness to engage in these bizarre scenarios and his serious approach to them showcases a humility and openness that contrasts his stoic, intimidating reputation. For Kiryu, there's dignity in every encounter. No matter how silly it may seem, he treats everyone he meets with respect. These comedic moments don't just add levity, they make the tragic moments that much more poignant. Kiryu's story is marked by loss and sacrifice, and these lighter scenes highlight his capacity for joy even as the world seems determined to take it away from him. Every time he gets close to achieving peace, his drag catches up with him. Yet, through it all, Kiryu's kindness and compassion always endure. He's not just a man defined by strength, but it's his indomitable spirit that refuses to let his hardships break him. At the heart of Kiryu's story is his relationship with Haruka, the young girl he takes in as his own and protects throughout the series. In many ways, Haruka is the anchor that grounds Kiryu's life, adding depth to his character and showing us his gentler, fatherly side. The bond between Kiryu and Haruka is one of the most compelling relationships in the games. Unlike the brutal world of Yakuza wars and criminal rivalries, Haruka represents innocence, hope, and the life Kiryu wishes he could lead, a life of peace and family. From the moment Kiryu takes Haruka under his wing, he becomes not just a protector, but a mentor and father figure. He sacrifices his own safety and freedom countless times to ensure her well-being, even if it means stepping back into the violent world he longs to leave behind. Through Haruka, we see a side of Kiryu that is fiercely loving and compassionate, willing to make any sacrifice for her future. The father-daughter dynamic between them is touching and adds layers to Kiryu's character, making his journey as much about the people he loves as it is about him himself. Kiryu's relationship with Haruka is a testament to his selflessness. He places her needs above his own, even if it means giving up the few moments of peace he ever so rarely gets. In a series filled with violent confrontations, betrayals, and complex rivalries, his relationship with Haruka is a reminder of the tenderness and humanity that exists within him. Kiryu's love for Haruka, his willingness to be both her father and protector, solidifies his place as one of gaming's greatest protagonists, not because he wins battles, but because he cares so deeply for those who rely on him. Kazuma Kiryu's story resonates, not just because of the battles he fights or the enemies he defeats, but because of the values he embodies: loyalty, honor, and resilience. He's not the hero who seeks revenge or triumph for his own sake. He's the hero who stands for something greater. He's the hero who keeps going, not because it's easy or rewarding, but because it's the right thing to do. Kiryu's journey reminds us that true heroism lies in sacrifice, in standing by your principles, and in caring for others, even when it comes at a great personal cost. Over the years, Kiryu has become something larger than his game as a character. He's become a symbol of strength, tempered by kindness, a figure of resilience who shows us that the path of honor is rarely an easy one, but it is always worth it. His story is one of those that gamers like myself return to not only because of the action, but because of the depth and complexity that he brings to the world of Yakuza. He's inspired countless fans like myself, cementing his place as one of the most enduring and beloved figures in gaming history. Kazuma Kiryu is a character for the ages, a protagonist who stands alongside the greatest heroes in gaming and, dare I say, even all of fiction. Not because of what he can do, but because of who he is. In a world that celebrates power and dominance, Kiryu Kazuma shows the power of humility, loyalty, and a quiet but brutal strength. He's not just gaming's greatest protagonist for me, but a reminder of what it truly means to be a great human. All right, thank you so much for watching that, guys. I hope you liked it, and if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment if you agree with my statement about Kiryu. If you don't, no problem, share that as well, and we'll have a healthy little discussion. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.